morning and welcome to Ask the Expert, our daily series from 8:30 to 9 a.m. to help small businesses. My name is Eva and I will be your host for today. You can ask me any questions in the comments or at #QBATE on Twitter. If you need any more advice, you can join the official Intuit QuickBooks SMB community Facebook group, where accountants and businesses are on hand 24/7. So as I said, my name is Eva Mrazikova and I work in GMcG Chartered Accountants. We offer audit, accounting, tax and VAT services, as well as we specialize in specialist tax and VAT and corporate finance. We also have very successful forensic accounting department. Our client base is very diverse, from micro sole trader businesses to big manufacturing businesses with turnover of 65 million. As I said, I specialize in cloud accounting, bookkeeping, payroll, and VAT. I have been assisting clients in migrating data to cloud-based accounting software, and I also advise on VAT and payroll compliance. We have found that in the last 3 or 4 months, our digital communications with our clients increased rapidly, and digitalization brought efficiencies in our offices, in our work, but as well the feedback we are getting from our clients is that the digitalization and automatization of processes brought efficiencies to their businesses, to their workplace, and overall it has been a great learning experience for us all. As I specialize on the cloud accounting, data migration, I wanted to talk about few do's and don'ts in data migration software and what you should be paying attention to. The first one is choice of the correct cloud accounting software for you and your business. Do not only take the word of your other business owners, business friends, this is the best software, but do your research. You know yourself the best, what you're expecting from the software to do for you, whether it's specialized invoice templates or whether it's purchase order approval, whatever you need specifically your software to do, make sure that the software of your choice is able to do this. Also, third-party software applications. Say, for example, if you run online e-commerce shop, make sure that those are able to integrate with the software of your choice. People usually go with whatever is the cheapest or the easiest or the quickest to get on the market. You are choosing the software for long term. You're not choosing it just for a year or a couple of years. So have longer term goals for your business in mind when you're doing this. Even things that you don't need right now, but you know this is where I want to head in the future, make sure the software of your choice will be able to cope with it. There is loads of advice online there on the web and comparisons. Intuit have wonderful library of videos, tutorial advice. So just go and have a look and explore before you choose the right software for you. The second thing would be the source records. Sometimes it's misunderstanding from our clients. Oh, well, this is I just export, or I just type everything in what I used and just put it in. So no, this is my don't. This is the opportunity for you really to tidy up your records. to maybe take anything obsolete or things you don't use. So say you have suppliers contacts or customer contacts that you haven't been using for years. Do not be transferring them into the new software if you know I'm never going to use them. We all know using few nominal codes that we either chunk things, we don't know how to post into them, or we never use it. Do not put those on into the new software. Just put things on that you will find useful. The third thing is timing. Make sure you're not deciding to migrate your data at the busiest period in your business, because you want this transition to be successful. So you need to allow yourself plenty of time to do this properly. So really have those things in mind. Or things like, what about your team? Is half of your team off at the time you want to transition? So think about those things. It's very crucial to get the timing right. Some things can be imported even when your business is operated live, but some you might have to do over the weekend, maybe if your business isn't running. So say, for example, your stock control isn't affected, things like that. The last thing is your time commitment and commitment to continuous development and training. You embarking on the wonderful journey of using great software such as Intuit, so make sure you invest in yourself in the time to learn. There are always new features to be learned from the software. The developers are always bringing something new, so make sure you are up to date, and as well make sure that your team is up to date with everything that your software can do. On the back of this, I just briefly want to mention two features that are in QuickBooks Labs. This is the area in Intuit where this feature isn't really fully workable, switched on, but it's in QuickBooks Lab for us as a client, for us to switch on and maybe try it. And this gives also Intuit great feedback on what they can improve on the feature. So the first one is the Tax Central, and the other one is MTD Status Checker. If you have time, have a look at those two. The first one, the Tax Central, really gives you an overall view of which clients did file their returns on time, whatever is outstanding. This goes for the payroll tax as well. So any accountants that you have the list of your clients there in QuickBooks in your accountants page, you can quickly check who is up to date and who is not. The same goes for MTD Status Checker, where you are really seeing overview of which clients have MTD switched on, which don't. So maybe you need to check what about their turnover. Do they need to be MTD compliant? Do they not? And then the last VAT return file and so on. You can also export it onto CSV. So it's very useful tool if you kind of maybe scanning through your client base just to make sure that all your clients that have to be compliant are compliant. Couple of changes that you are probably aware, and I just want to point out, is the furlough. Furlough rules changed from the 1st of July. Bear in mind that any furlough pay that has been paid up to 30th of June, the deadline for those claims is 31st of July. So do not forget, by the end of next week, you have to make all the claims. And the second big thing where flexible furlough has been introduced from the 1st of July. So look up at the guidance. I'm happy to take the questions as well. Ask in comments, and even after the session, somebody can get back to you in relation to this. The last one is obviously the reduced rate in VAT in hospitality. tourist attractions and accommodation. So make sure whatever software you're using that you are up to date with this, because it's changing your outputs, VAT as well. So be aware of this rule. This is just overall what I wanted to say. The main thing, probably the follow, just be careful with it, really, because the calculations can be a little bit tricky. So make sure that you check the HMRC guidelines on this, because it's not really straightforward, and if you are new to it, it can be a little bit different than what you are used to. So I have already some questions coming through, so I'm going to try to answer a few questions. And thank you very much for all who are tuning in and asking questions. And the first one is from Charlie from Twitter DM. Hello, Eva. If migrating data from desktop to the cloud, what are some of the top considerations to be aware of? It's a very good question. Thank you for that, Charlie. I hope you are well. Yes, so desktop software, the 4 points that I have mentioned, I really would like you to take a step back, look at your desktop data as you have them now, and go and do tidy exercise. I am not saying it's your case, but from our experience, if you've been using desktop based software, there are a lot of information there that are obsolete. So make sure that whatever you export into your spreadsheets, make sure you go through every type of data and extract anything that isn't relevant anymore to your business. So that's the first thing. And the other consideration when you are switching from your desktop-based into your cloud-based, ask yourself what the desktop-based software was doing for you that you need for your business, and will the cloud-based software of your choice be able to do it? Okay, so that's very important, because some businesses are very specific and there are reasons why they have been using the certain type of software. So make sure, don't kind of be demanding. That's the word, be demanding, and make sure that the software you want to replace it with is able to do it. There are wonderful softwares out there, and also the third-party applications. If your desktop software has been connected to any third-party apps, make sure that your cloud software of your choice is able to integrate with those. That's very, very important. I hope it answered your question, Charlie, but if you have any more questions, please post in the comments. Georgina from Facebook Messenger. Good morning. What are you advising clients coming out of lockdown and back to business with their budgeting? Okay, Georgina, very relevant, very good question. And we always welcome if our clients are coming to us with those type of questions, because that means to us that they trying to think ahead and they want to work on saving their business, making it work. So what you need to do, you really need to take a critical view on your business and revisit any outgoings that you maybe had before lockdown, maybe they continued during lockdown, and ask yourself very difficult question: is there somewhere I can cut? Do I need those outgoings? Do I need those specific subscriptions? Are they bringing me value for money under the current circumstances? And also, when you looking at money coming in terms of your budgeting, be very cautious. Don't be overly optimistic, and take a critical view of the income, how much income coming in, how much it dropped, what can you expect. Be very critical, because the budgets you are trying to do, you're trying to be as realistic as possible. That's the beginning of the success, really. And maybe explore another options of incomings. The budgets, cash flow forecast, they will show you maybe the shortfalls that that happened after of your business coming out of lockdown. So at least it gives you a chance to explore other areas, how to bring money in or how to make efficiencies or save more money. Good luck, Georgina, with the business. I know it's very difficult time. So really wish you the best of luck in this. The other question we have is Jude from Instagram DM. With the MTD status checker, can our clients also see if they on track, or will this just be for the accountant to see? So this feature, I should have mentioned, it's just for accountants, for the practice. So our clients basically can see when they log in if the MTD is ticked or not, but you kind of as their accountants, you are oversee whether they compliant or not. So this is more the tool for you when you screening and scanning your clients, whether they are MTD compliant. It gives you chance. Usually, even when you submit the VAT return, and some clients, they didn't need to be MTD compliant, but then considering the turnover, you can quickly have a look. Do I need to review this? Do I need to talk to client? They might have to be MTD compliant. So this is more the tools for the accountants, for the practice, rather than for the clients. But they can see what's happening when they log into taxes area in QuickBooks. Morgan from Facebook Messenger. Morning, Eva. We run a business selling carpets with a team of 10 that use QuickBooks Online. How can the tax central feature be useful for us? So again, Morgan, thank you very much for the answer, and I probably wasn't very clear, so I'm just going to clarify. This Tax Central, it's the feature is more for accountants, where they can see the list of all their clients with the taxes filed. But you as a client, if you're using QuickBooks Online, which is 10 points from me, if you are in the tax area on QuickBooks, you can see upcoming filing dates if it's for payroll. So you can see if you are missing, you have, say, if you're running payroll in QuickBooks, you would have set up your normal payroll processing dates. So if those dates are not met, you will see a notification that you have missed filing. My experience is a lot of businesses that run payroll in QuickBooks, they sometimes think when they confirm submit that's it, and they forget sometimes to do FPS submission. So if you go into tax area, taxes and payroll, you will see if you have any outstanding or overdue returns to file. And again, then for your VAT, when you go into taxes and into VAT center for your business, you will see again what is the deadline. So you kind of looking at it as a user from a different perspective, but you have those checkers in place as well. So hopefully you'll be able to find it. So it's on the left side and tax, and then you have payroll, VAT, or other taxes. So if you have any more questions, please get back to me. I'd be very happy to help, Morgan. And good luck with your business as well. Monique from Instagram DM. We're happy about the reduced VAT for our holiday park. It's good news. We have a few glamping pods that we rent out. What do you think we can be doing to be able to take advantage of the new reduced rate? Monique, thank you very much for this question. I actually would love to try glamping sometimes, so good inspiration. What do you think we can be doing? So you make sure what we are kind of encouraging businesses out there now, they probably, the way of promoting their business is a little bit different than it was before. You should really be putting yourself out there on the social media and demonstrate that you are ready for clients to come in under these new rules. As I say, make sure that I'm sure it is the case, but make sure that you can demonstrate that your pots are clean, that there is, for example, hand sanitizer at the front of every door, wipes, all the cleaning procedures, and don't be afraid to demonstrate, because this will actually bring peace of mind to your potential clients when they are coming in and visiting. So don't be afraid to promote that you are up to date with all the guidance, and then obviously you can take advantage of this reduced rate. In terms of, as I would have mentioned, in terms of whether you keep the reduced, whenever you apply the reduced VAT, if you keep the difference to yourself or give it to your customers, I find it very subjective matter, and I wouldn't judge business either way. But if you are able to transfer part of this discount given to your clients, I'm sure they will welcome it. So take advantage of it. Highlight the fact that you are giving back what you were given from the government. So, kind of in a nice way, you can portray yourself as a business that cares, obviously, and that will bring you loyal customers who will be coming back. So if you can in any way, please avail of the discount and transfer it to your potential clients. And good luck with everything, Monique. Casey from Twitter DM. Good morning, Eva. It's nice to see you back. Thank you. With QuickBooks Cash Flow Planner, how far into the future does it project? Would love to know the details, as we're going to start using it soon. Thank you very much, Casey from Twitter. I'm glad to be back. So in terms of cash flow, I think at the moment it's 90 days as far as you can go. You can play with it a little bit just to see what exactly gives you, but I think 90 days, 3 months, it's kind of the most accurate you can have, because things change so quickly, so it makes sense. There are also new features that will be released in the summer release, and I think the cash flow planner, it's one of them that will be some updates to it. So keep tuned in for QuickBooks Intuit for any release. But I think at the moment it's 90 days. That's as far as you can go at the moment with it. And good luck. Robert from Facebook Messenger. Hi, just wondered if you could offer any help regarding having some employees back for a few hours each per week. They are all furloughed at the moment, 0 hours, varying hours every week usually. I run my own payroll and have read government guidelines, but just wondering if you could offer advice. Thank you very much, Robert, for your question. So I'll try to do my best. So this is how I would approach it based on the guidelines I read and how I would advise our clients. So you have to, each employee, you have, I assume, agreed amount of hours that they do in their contract. So let's say, example, your employee is contracted for 40 hours. But as your business is picking up, first week you are maybe able to just bring them in for 10 hours, second week 15 hours, third week 20 hours, and so on. And every employee will be different, I assume, depending then on your business needs and depending which department they work at. That all depends also on the type of the business. So if your employee is contracted for 40 hours and they work 10 hours, you will pay them their full normal contracted pay for the 10 hours. And then for the 30 hours, they're going to get the follow pay that you will be able to claim from the government. Now, the calculations are a little bit tricky, and I don't think we have enough time for me to go into technical. I'm very happy to get back to you if you leave your contact details, or if you contact me or anyone in Intuit. I can help you with the actual calculations, but they are a little bit tricky. Some clients actually overpaid the furlough pay to their employees, so be very careful, because there is apportionment really that needs to be done. So just make sure you get it right. But you can change the hours every week depending on your business needs, which I think is very good, because it's very relevant to every business owner out there who is trying to get back on track with their business. Nothing is sure, secure. One week you can have wonderful, clients coming in. The next week can be a little bit quieter. So you can play with those hours. It's very flexible. If they are on 0 hours, you would be looking at the average that they worked before, and so on. So there are a lot of things to take into consideration, but I'm happy to elaborate on that with you personally, because every business is quite specific. Good luck with that, Robert. Finley from Twitter DM. Do you know if you can get £1,000 from the government if you are bringing back part-time furlough staff? So as far as we know, and there will be further guidance released, is that the £1,000 bonus is going to be available for businesses who will keep their employees who have been furloughed, who will keep them at least for 6 months. That's as much as we know now, but there will be further guidance. So I don't think it really matters if you bring them just back, if it's part-time or full-time, as long as you keep them employed for the at least 6 months. So this is something to bear in mind. I think that's the main criteria for this to get. Otherwise, the furlough, as long as you have been compliant with all the furlough until now, you should be okay. And last question, we have Poppy from Facebook Messenger. Hi Eva, I'm looking at taking my payroll to QuickBooks Advanced Payroll. What records do I need to ensure that this is a smooth transition? Now, Poppy, this is a very good question. Last but not least, thank you very much. Payroll transition data. Depending on what software you are using, try to export everything you can, starting with employees' details to payments to date, gross, net to date, pension contributions, any other deductions to date. Make sure, this is my advice really, and this is crucial when you are transferring any payroll data, that you do it at the tax month end or quarter end. Never do it in the middle of the month, because that's going to create complete havoc with HMRC. So the tax month really runs from the 6th until the 5th. So any payroll you process after the 5th, then transfer. So anything you can export, I would export anything to spreadsheets. And then there is the importing tool available as well that can be done in QuickBooks Advanced Payroll. It's very, very good, very smart piece of the software. So but make sure you research and explore as much before as you start importing data. Also the tax codes, all the notifications, everything, just whatever you can get from your software, and hopefully even after you migrate the data, you will have available the data on the original software. So just keep them, because you don't know, you never know what you might need. Good luck with that. Okay, thank you, and all the best. Well, this was the last questions that I have answered. Thank you very much for all your questions. If you have any further questions, you can get in touch with QuickBooks support team on Facebook, or myself on LinkedIn, GMcG /Eva Mrazikova, or use our website for further contact details, www.gmcgca.com. Coming up on Ask the Expert tomorrow is Katie Howell, who is pioneer in social media marketing. She launched her social media agency Immediate Future 15 years ago, just as Facebook made its way onto university campus. Her agency keeps winning industry awards every year for their smarts and innovation in social media. So make sure you tune in tomorrow and get advice from a social media expert. You can put all burning questions through to her. A reminder that if you need any more advice, join the official Intuit QuickBooks SMB community group on Facebook, where accountants and business experts are on hand 24/7. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day and stay safe.